Hello, everyone. This is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. In this video, we're going to continue our study on how to simplify square roots. And so we have two big examples. We have the square root of 50 and the square root of 54. And if you look at the square root of 50, you know it's kind of close to the square root of 49. And we know that the square root of 49 is 7. So that kind of lets us know that the square root of 50 is about 7. But if you want to get a more exact measurement of the square root of 50, what we can do, we can break 50 down into two workable factors, all right? And so what we're going to do in this case, we know that in order to find two numbers that multiply to 50, we can use 2 and 25. And the reason why we want to use 2 and 25 is because 25 is a ready square root for us to solve. And so here's what we have. We can say that the square root of 50 is equal to the square root of 25 times the square root of 2. And so we know that the square root of 25 is 5. And so we could park that 5 right out here. And since 2 is not an easy square root to solve, in fact, it will come out to an irrational number. What we're going to do, we're just going to put that square root 2 right here. So the square root of 50 is actually equal to 5 times the square root of 2. And so, and believe it or not, that 5 times the square root of 2 is actually the side of a square that you see right here. And here's a wonderful thing. Did you know that 5 times the square root of 2 will actually give us close to 7? You can put that in your calculator and you can see what I mean. All right, let's move on to the second big example in which we have the square root of 54, and we can break that down. We can break 54 down into two workable factors that lend themselves well to being square rooted. And so in this case, we know that the square root of 54 is equal to the square root of 9 times the square root of 6. And we know that the square root of 9 is 3. And since 6 is not easily square rooted, we're just going to leave it inside the radical. And so now we have 3 times the square root of 6. All right, and so we can use that right here. So we can say that 54, the square root of 54 rather, is equal to 3 times the square root of 6. And did you know that 3 times the square root of 6 is just that side on a square that you see right here? Because if we go 3 times the square root of 6 times 3 times the square root of 6, we would get this area right here known as 54, y'all. All right, you have been given quite a bit of information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video in order to take a look at things, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of this concept. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you, and goodbye.